Well, hey everybody. I hope everybody's been doing okay. Just want to give y'all a update what's been going on with me. Haven't done any major other projects on my house. The only thing I've done recently, I think it was last month, I got my handyman over here and installed all storm doors on my doors. I have two front doors and two back doors. Other than that, my next major project, I hope next year, will be putting a new roof on my house. And I want a metal roof. So that's going to be my goal for next year. And I'm hoping I won't have to borrow any money, but we'll see. But if I have to borrow money, then no, so be it. But I wanted to talk to you about another journey that I've just recently been on. I went to, I know I'm overweight, and back in, I think it was October, it was my monthly appointment with my primary doctor, and I'm not going to say his name. He recommended that I get breast reduction surgery. And so I told the doctor, I said, well, I'm all for getting breast reduction, but I wanted to lose more weight before I got it. And he said, well, listen, you need to go ahead and get it done before you get major problems due to your breast. Because big breasts can cause back problems, problems with your neck and your shoulders, your bra strap digs in your shoulders. And I kind of noticed that I was having some breathing problems lately. And so he referred me to a surgeon in the same location that my primary doctor was. And I went to see him, and I had to fill out this form. And I told the doctor that I wanted to have breast reduction because number one, my breast felt heavy, and I was a 55J, and I just felt like it was affecting my breathing. And the doctor asked me, are you sure are you having heart problems? Because sometimes you have heart problems that cause you have shortness of breath. And I said no. I told him no, because back in 2020, I had a heart cath done, and my heart was fine. I haven't had any other problems with my heart. So what he does is that you have to take your bra off, and he takes pictures and he draws on your breast. And I told him, and I always had a hard time finding bras that would fit me, because mine would just really sag, and every bra that I had, they would ride up on my back, and it just would not fit perfect. And he told me that he recommended that I get a breast reduction then, but he told me that he would have to plead my case to the insurance board, and he said it would take 4 to 6 weeks to hear back from the insurance company. And the insurance company would send the same letter to him, like me and him would get the same letter from the insurance company, whether or not they would agree. They recommend I get the insurance would pay for the breast reduction. And so I for some reason, I just kind of had a feeling that I just wasn't going to get the breast reduction. I felt like the insurance company wasn't gonna approve it. Well, in November, the last time I went to see I have to go see my primary doctor every month. And in November, when I was down to see my doctor, I get a phone call from this doctor's office. And they told me that my breast reduction surgery was approved, and they could do the surgery in December. And I'm just shocked. I'm like, wow, I didn't realize it was going to be this quick. And I kind of had, for some reasons, and I'll go into it. There's one part of me that I really didn't want to get it done. And I'll go in that in a minute. And so I told the nurse, yes, just go ahead and schedule me for my surgery in December. So this past Friday, on December the 8th, 2023, I had breast reduction surgery. I had to be at the hospital. Actually, I'm glad I did it all by myself. Because usually when I have something major wrong with me, my mom goes with me. But my mom's got to where she's getting older and she doesn't care. She just likes to drive around in our hometown. She doesn't care about driving in a bigger city. And so when I was registering for my surgery, they told me that I didn't have to bring anybody with me the day of surgery, so which I was glad. And so I had to be at the hospital at 5 o'clock. And so I got there on time. And the doctor came in and saw me about 6:15. And he once again, he sat on the bed and I stood straight. I had to stand straight right in front of him. And he drew on me again for surgery. And so I had to go in a holding room for surgery. And I was just amazed how many other people were there for surgery that same day. I had no idea this hospital had that many operating rooms. I mean, it's a huge hospital, but I had no idea they had that many rooms to do surgery. None whatsoever. So I was amazed at that. And so I wasn't nervous at all about the surgery. I really wasn't. Because I've had surgery several years ago on my sinuses. Well, I used to get chronic sinus infections, and I had surgery to fix that. Spitting everywhere. And I've had my wisdom tooth taken out. I've had to be put under for that. And so I wasn't scared about the IV getting into me or anything like that. It was just the recovery part. And so I think they started surgery on me between 7 and 8 o'clock. Well, I remember them wheeling me in the operating room, and it was a small operating table. So they transferred me on the bed I was on to the operating table, and it's cold in operating rooms because they have to keep it sterile in there. And that operating table looked so small. And I remember the anesthesiologist says, "Now I'm getting ready to put something in your IV, and it may burn some." And so I said, "Okay." Well, the next thing you know, I wake up in recovery. So surgery is over. And so I was in recovery, I'd say about 35 minutes, and they put me in my room. And so now I'm at home. I'm recovering from breast reduction surgery. I'm out of work for the next 3 weeks. And the doctor mentioned to me that once I do go back to work, I may just have to go back and work a half a day because he's telling me that you're not going to be able to work all day. So we'll see. Because I really didn't want to take off that much because, I've always been a worker. And another thing is I didn't want to have to build my days back up, But I'll do what I have to do. And so from now to the end of December, I'm at home recuperating. What's so aggravating about the surgery after surgery is they stitch you up under your breast, and I cannot get comfortable on the bed. I can't rest. They got the stitches under your breast, and it feels like you have a built-in underwire, and so I cannot get comfortable. And also with breast reduction, they reshape your breast and they have to take your nipples off. And so they sew your nipples. It's a graft. They call it a graft. They have to put your nipples back on your new breast to grow back. And they I call it a covering over your nipples. And this covering, you cannot get this covering wet. And so you have to be very careful when you take a bath. The top part, I take a sponge bath, and the bottom part, I have a handheld shower, and so I can use a handheld shower in my bottom part. And I figured out how to wash my hair. I mean, I'm the type of person, I have to wash my hair every day, just the way I am. And so I took a garbage bag And I put a hole where my head is to be, and I put holes where my arms go in. And so I put that over me, and I stood outside the shower so I could wash my hair real quick. And so that's one way that you can't get your nipples wet with this covering that they have for your nipples. It's not you can't get it wet. So I figured out that was a good way to keep my nipples dry, was to put the garbage bag over my head while I washed my hair. So that worked. So anybody's listening, try that if you're getting breast reduction surgery. And so right now, that's the only discomforts that I'm having. It's just like the stitches. It's just because of where the stitches are at, I can't rest. I can't get comfortable. And so I guess this is part one. And I would show you pictures of before and after, but I don't want YouTube banning me, because if they would let me, I would show you how big I was before and after. Maybe when I do part two, I'll show you the after results wearing clothes. But he told me I'm a C cup, but I told him I didn't look. To me, I don't look like a C. I guess because I've been so big most of my life that I just didn't think I had a C cup. And he said because since my skin was so stretchy, he wasn't able to make my breast any bigger, because if he did, the skin would sag. And so I'm a C cup. If I'm a 32, I have no idea. So once I get well, I'm going to probably go to Dillard's, to a department store, and get fitted correctly for my bra size. I go back to the doctor in 2 weeks for a checkup. And what they do in this checkup, I have no idea. So I'm waiting on that in the meantime. And so that's it for right now. And so I'll give y'all an update. And if I think of anything else, I'll let you know. The other thing about the nipples, excuse me, the doctor did tell me that I will probably lose sensation in my nipples, which is a trade-off. I mean, that's what I have to do to get smaller breasts, and I just have to live with that. So, if I think of anything else I need to tell y'all, I'll let you know. He doesn't want me driving because you have to be and another thing is you're medicated. He did give me pain pills and 2 other medications I have to take. I think I take one medicine twice a day, in the morning and at bedtime. I take the other one at bedtime. And he did give me pain pills, but I haven't I haven't been in any pain at all, really. They gave me pain medication while I was being admitted. It was once I had the surgery, I was released the next day. I had 2 drainage tubes in me, and since I wasn't bleeding that much, the doctor decided to take the drain tubes out, which that was a little painful. It just seemed like it took forever to get the tubes out of me, because the doctor made a small incision to put the tubes in, which is a good idea. You don't want a big incision; you'll be bleeding like forever. And so I still have a little bit of bleeding around my nipples for right now, but the nurse says, I should stop bleeding for the next day or 2, which hopefully the bleeding will eventually stop. And they give me cream to put over the stitches. I guess that's to fight infection. So that's what I'm doing. And so if I think of anything else, I'll do a part 2.